Hi guys, here's another Season 5 prediction video of mine. As I've done in previous videos, I thought breaking the characters according to location would be best. So here's a part 4 video which will consist of solely on the Vale storylines. This is a spoiler heavy video, so to anybody that has not read the books or people who just want to be surprised, I'd advise you to stop listening, as I don't want to be the dick that spoils it for you. For people who have read the books and don't mind being spoiled, then please carry on listening. In regards to the Vale, it looks like Littlefinger and Sansa will be traveling through the Vale. We know that Littlefinger will be briefly out of the Vale for perhaps Tywin's funeral. In regards to Sansa, she has almost reached an end to her A Feast for Crows material. So either we will be getting filler scenes or we'll be entering her Winds of Winter material. We won't know if it's a filler material or Winds of Winter material until Winds of Winter actually comes out, which is going to be in a very long time. But anyways, back to the topic. Now, this will probably be one of the biggest deviations from the book, as we know it. That Sansa will be going up to Winterfell in Season 5. This was confirmed in the second trailer, basically. From seeing her and in the Winterfell crypts, as well as of Vale escort going through the gates into Winterfell, which I've explained in my previous video about the wall in the north. What I can see is Sansa doesn't go up to marry Ramsay like I mentioned in my previous video, but rather hears about her sister marrying Ramsay, which Littlefinger gives his whole revenge speech, and she goes up to try and stop it or investigate it by going up with like an Aaron escort, but as Elaine. This I think will be towards the second part of the season. We will first see her interact with young Robin, with some interactions with Bronze John Royce. So I think Sansa will travel through the Vale and then go north, while Robin remains under the care of Bronze John Royce. As for Littlefinger, he is really going to do a lot of mileage this season, probably more so than he did in Season 2. So if anybody is using a jetpack, it's definitely him. But we know that he is an expert in traveling from place to place at rapid speeds. As he will have a brief visit to King's Landing, most likely for Tywin's funeral, as there have been a few leaked pics of him interacting with some of the characters in Season 5 in King's Landing. And then he'll probably return to the Vale and then go north to Winterfell. The reason him suggesting to go north I don't really understand, as the Boltons are Lannister yes men and aren't the best people to ally with, as first of all they're fucked up, and second aren't big favourites in the north, unless he has a plan for Sansa to get Winterfell back by marrying the current ruler of the north, which is obviously Roose Bolton, but then his son's Ramsay. But still, why would Littlefinger want to lose control over Sansa? So it doesn't make much sense. Plus Sansa is still married to Tyrion, and still Cersei will want Sansa for regicide, so it's a bit all over the place. But like I said, I don't think Sansa will marry Ramsay, but perhaps Littlefinger's up there trying to make a deal with his new allies, the Bolton. That just sounds wrong. So perhaps his relationship with the Tyrells goes downhill, or Littlefinger just wants more friends. But I have a feeling that Sansa up there probably creates more of a Mandy type role in a way, causing shit up there in the walls of Winterfell. But we'll just have to wait and see. In regards to Brienne, I don't know where they are going with her storyline, since there's no Lady Stoneheart. There's no Riverland storyline since Jaime's not up there. And I don't think we will ever see Lady Stoneheart, as I think she is cut. So her storyline is, she's probably the character I don't know how they're going to go about doing her storyline. So anything I see in Season 5 will be a complete surprise, because really, like I said, I don't know where it's going. What I think it's going, and there has been a few details leaked. It's rumored we have Brienne will meet up with some Vale Knights and have them after her in like a horse chase, and obviously Brienne will kill them, and I think this occurs in episode 2. After that, and perhaps a few scenes walking and riding through the Vale, and then possibly the Riverlands, and then decides this is fucking boring, let me go possibly north, as we do see Pod and Brienne in a snowstorm in trailer 2. So it's most likely she will go north then, as I can't see that being the Vale or the Riverlands, as that's one hell of a blizzard. So her going north is probably most likely. So it looks like Brienne will be trying to follow Sansa wherever she heard Sansa went, or wherever Stark was believed to have went. I expect Brienne will get a little less screen time this season in comparison to season 3 and 4. But whatever happens in season 5 for Brienne, it will definitely be more entertaining than her boring chapters in Feast for Crows. Yeah, you see this guy, he just read a Brienne Feast for Crows chapter. Yeah, I couldn't stand her chapters in A Feast for Crows. But I'm sure her storyline will be a lot more, like I said, a lot more entertaining than those chapters. Not that it would be difficult, but yeah. However, it looks like the Vale storyline will be, like I mentioned, the one that's most heavily deviates from the books. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. I'm going to post probably my final video on the Essos storylines in a part 5. So thank you very much, guys, for listening, and cheers.